Hello, my name is Isabel and I am a fourth year student at Ryerson University completing my field practicum at For a Safer Space organization. Before I start my presentation, I would like to acknowledge that I live and work on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Mississaugas of the New Credit First Nation. Today, I would like to share with you a technique that is going to help you acknowledge and challenge unhelpful thinking. Let's begin to learn what are unhelpful thoughts and the impact of them to our well-being. Then let's take a look at unhelpful styles, some examples of this damaging way of thinking, and finally, let's find out how to spot and track them so we can challenge them and arrive at a more balanced view. An unhelpful thought is a thought that can influence how we feel and how we behave. Everyone has different styles of unhelpful thinking, and if we are not careful, those thoughts can reinforce negative emotions. Self-doubt, rumination, worrying, self-criticism are unhelpful thoughts that can impact our well-being and lead us to a range of mental health challenges, such as depression and anxiety. An unhelpful thought is like a drop of ink in a glass of water because just one can change our entire perception. These thoughts are usually distorted because they fall into styles of thinking which often lack logic, evidence, and reason. Here is an example of an unhelpful thinking style. It is called black and white thinking. Sometimes it is called all or nothing thinking. This thinking often involves using absolute terms, such as never or ever. This type of faulty thinking can also include an inability to see the alternatives in a situation or solutions to a problem. For people with anxiety or depression, this often means only seeing the downside to any given situation. Let's look at this example. I'm a total loser with nothing to offer. No one wants to go out with me. I will never find the right person, so why bother? Rather than finding the middle ground in this scenario, the person is thinking in extremes. He can replace his negative, self defeating thoughts with more realistic ones. He could consider the possibility that the woman didn't get his message or is out of town. Believing that someone can only be good or bad discounts areas of gray, which is particularly unhelpful. Hello, my name is Isabel, and I am a fourth year student at Ryerson University completing my field practicum at For a Safer Space organization. Before I start my presentation, I would like to acknowledge that I live and work on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Mississaugas of the New Credit First Nation. Let's look at the mental filter thinking style. Look at this example. I have a pimple on my nose. Now I'm ugly. Everyone will think I'm a freak. Here, the person is focusing only on the negative aspect of a situation and filtering out all the positive ones. How do you filter out negative thoughts? First, be aware. Notice next time you experience a negative thought. Then, keep calm. Try not to have an emotional reaction to any negative thoughts that pop up. Catch the first thought. Assess if the thought is true. And then look for a positive take on it. And most importantly, don't beat yourself up. Here are 10 unhelpful styles of thinking. If you would like to familiarize with these thinking styles and look at some examples, please visit the website below. If we can identify and catch unhelpful thoughts, this puts us in a great position to go and view them and challenge them in an attempt to achieve a more balanced view. In this link, you can download a thought tracker sheet. You can use it to log any negative thoughts that you may have over the past few days. It might be a good idea to learn the negative thought styles before using the tracker. Include thoughts that have the potential to disrupt your well-being. Try to carry the thought challenger with you so you can log it down as it was thought Or if you prefer, log down the thoughts in the notes section of your mobile and then transfer them on the thought tracker at a later time. Be aware that logging down unhelpful thoughts can be upsetting. Just remind yourself that you are taking positive steps towards managing your negative thoughts by completing this exercise. Keep the thought tracker somewhere confidential and out of sight from others who you might not want to share. Not sure what to write? Try to describe the situation and how it made you feel first. That way, the thought will then be remembered more easily. Automatic negative thoughts are, well, automatic. This means that while you cannot eliminate the negative thoughts entirely, you can reduce their frequency. You can reduce the power over you. You can transform them into positive thoughts that promote calm and self compassion instead of anxiety and fear. The first step to transform automatic negative thoughts is to become consciously aware of them the moment they occur. The next time you experience an automatic negative thought, slow down. Take a few deep breaths and trap it by asking yourself questions like, how valid is this thought? Is it based on fact or worry? The answers will stop the negative thought, preventing it from progressing and challenge into an anxious behavior. Second, instead of accepting an automatic negative thought as fact, put them on trial. Prove them guilty of misleading you. Don't rush this process. Pause, breathe, take the time you need to answer questions like, is there evidence that supports my thoughts? Am I considering all angles or am I leaving things out? Does everyone else see it this way? By taking a step back, you can build the skills necessary to learn to form a more realistic perception of your relationships and your environment. Now, the fun part. Third, substitute your anxious thought with one that promotes a healthy life free of anxiety. Ask yourself, okay, based on this belief, what new positive rational thought will replace the original negative one? Write down the new positive rational thought and say it back to yourself with great conviction. Finally, reinforce the positive thought by directing your energy toward a next action that will give you immediate gratification. So ask yourself, okay, given this new belief, what is the most worthwhile next action to focus my energy on right now? It can be any activity that contributes to a healthier, happier, more productive you. For example, you can make dinner, you can clear your inbox, you can work on a project, meditate, enjoy a favorite hobby. You may want to make a list of next actions in advance so that way you can complete this last step. This is the end of my presentation. I hope you have a good time. Thank you so much.